So the things I'm going to be making today will be my COQ10 face cream. A customer made a purchase and I currently haven't got any. So if you guys are interested in seeing what I do and what I make behind the scene of my business, then keep on watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and smash the notification bell so that you're notified when more videos are uploaded. So stay tuned guys, and I'm going to show you guys the process behind what I do. So to make our COQ10 face cream, we're going to measure out our oil phase, which is phase 2. We're going to add 8 grams of our emulsifying wax. Remember guys, I am making 200 grams batch of this cream. 4 grams of cetyl alcohol, 18 grams of peach oil. You can use any carrier oil of choice. And then I'm adding 6 grams of C12 to C15. And this is my oil phase completed. So we're going to go ahead, pop this into a water bath, and then we're going to measure out our water phase. So for our water phase, we're going to start with our xanthan gum. So we need 0.4 grams of xanthan gum. So to the xanthan gum, we're going to be adding glycerin to mix this before adding our water. So we need 8 grams of glycerin. So before we add our water, we're going to mix in the glycerin and the xanthan gum together. And then once these 2 ingredients is completely combined, then we're going to add our water. This is just to prevent clumps from forming in our solution. So now we're going to add our water. We need 124 grams of water. Okay, so we're going to mix in the water and the glycerin and the xanthan gum together. And once this is completely combined, we're going to cover the beaker and then place this also in the water bath along with our oil phase. And then I'm going to come back and measure out our phase 3 and phase 4. And also what you need to do is make sure you weigh out your water phase beaker, your phase 1, and make a note of the number, because whatever water that evaporates from this phase, we're going to need to add it back once it's been in the water bath for about 20 minutes. So make a note of it, and then you can replace the water back. Phase 3, we have panthenol. The reason we are separating this is because I want the panthenol to be dissolved in water. So with phase 3, we need 4 grams of panthenol. And then to our panthenol, we're going to add rose water, and we're only adding 8 grams. You can use just distilled water for this part, but I just like using rose water just to add something different to this formula. So 8 grams of our rose water or distilled water, whichever one you're using. And then our last ingredient is our hyaluronic acid serum, and we need 4 grams of that. So we're going to mix in the hyaluronic acid with the panthenol and our water, rose water, and set this to the side. And then measure out our last phase, which is phase 4. So let's measure that out now. We're going to add 6 grams of rosehip oil. You can also add this to the oil phase if you so choose, but because the quantity is so small, I just decided to add it to this phase instead. 2 grams of sea buckthorn oil, and this really adds to the color of the cream as well. We're going to add 0.6 grams of vitamin E oil, 2 grams of dimethicone, 2 grams, 2 grams of our preservative, and we are done with this phase as well. So to our panthenol, rose water, hyaluronic acid, we're going to add 2 grams of cucumber extract. And that's it guys. Mix everything together, and the panthenol has already dissolved already. because we're making this and setting this to the side, it's just going to also speed up the process of us making this formulation. Okay guys, so both of my phases have reached similar temperatures, so I'm going to pour the water phase into the oil phase, and then we're going to begin to blend. So we're going to blend using our immersion blender for at least 1 minute, 1 to 2 minutes. So I'm going to leave this to cool down, and then I'll come back and continue to stir every 5 minutes until it thickens up enough for me to be able to add my phase 3 and my phase 4 ingredients. So guys, the temperature has reached a level that I can go ahead and add my phase 3 ingredients to the cream, and then I'm going to mix this together. Then I'll go ahead and then add my phase 4 ingredients, and then we're pretty much almost done. So at the moment the color is really pale, but once I add my COQ10 powder, but it's been infused in an oil, once I've added that, you're gonna see the big difference. So my COQ10 has been infused into this oil right here, and I'm gonna add that to the formulation using my scale. So I'm gonna add my COQ powder, and the color would almost immediately start changing. So I'm adding the rest of the ingredients from phase 4. So we're gonna mix it all in, guys, and then we're gonna go in with the immersion blender for the last time. As you can see, guys, the color is changing. Okay, we're pretty much done, guys. Let me set this to the side and just show you guys how the cream feels. And I'll just show you guys how the cream feels, guys. Let me just rub it into my hands, and as you can see, it doesn't really drag, and it's not too oily. It literally just soaks into your skin. Look at that. It's absolutely gorgeous. So guys, the cream have cooled down to almost room temperature, so I'm going to place this in my jar, and I use a spoon to scoop this into my jars. Look at this color, guys. Isn't this pretty? I really like making this cream and my cucumber rose cream just because of that color. So what I'll do is I'll kind of scoop this into the jar slowly, and I'll tap, and then I will fill it up. That's it, guys. This is the cream.